a new incentive to contribute to a 401k plan. Hey everyone, Adam Bergman here, tax attorney and founder of IRA Financial. On today's Adam Talks, why now starting in 2024, saving through a 401k will actually help you and your child get more federal funding for your kids' college. Yeah, no longer will the amount you contribute to your 401k actually reduce your ability to get additional dollars in terms of the federal student aid program. So this is a podcast that I wanted to do because I just have a lot of friends, neighbors where kids are going to college this year, next year, the next couple of years. And one of the complaints I've heard over 401k savings is that it's really not fair, Adam, because when you fill out the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, the amount you contribute to your 401k actually impacts the amount you can receive as federal funding, because the amount you contribute to your 401k is kind of added back as income. Okay, so what happens is it inflates and kind of devalues the contribution because it's treated as part of your earnings and actually potentially could reduce the amount you can get on for your federal aid. So when you look at how you determine, or how the federal government determines what you get for student loans, you look at the cost of attendance, the expected family contribution, which is the formula that's directly impacted by the amount you can contribute to a 401k, and all that equals the financial needs of the student. So these changes to FAFSA, which no longer takes into account the amount you contribute to a 401k, is going to make the amount you receive a larger number. So it's an important change. It's going to apply for the year after next. And hopefully it will encourage more people to save through a 401k, because what has been happening is a lot of folks have said, well, this issue is a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save through a 529 or a Coverdale, and I'm not going to save through the 401k because I don't want to get the income that I contribute. I don't want that added back to my employment number for the FAFSA calculation, which will impact the amount of aid I can get. So you no longer basically have to count as income the formula that measures a family's ability to pay for college under the FAFSA application. So it's an important change. I wanted to document this because, again, my passion, my goal is to get people to save through the retirement system, whether it's an IRA, a Roth, a SEP, a simple, a 401k, a 403b, 457b, defined benefit plan. The retirement system works. This is one example where people have kind of thrown it back in my face and said, hey, actually, if you're saving for school for your kids, the amount you contribute to your 401k actually poses a problem to the amount you can get as a federal aid number. So I'm actually not going to save through a 401k because I'm going to save through a 529 or other mean, because the amount of the retirement contributions were factored back into total income, raising the amount families are expected to contribute. Okay, so that was the problem, is as you have more income, you have to contribute more in order to get federal funding. And now what's happening is they're not going to add back the amount you contribute to a 401k. So it's not going to inflate your income number, and it's not going to force you to add more to the program. So hopefully by you not having to add more, the federal government will make up that difference and will be less costly for families to get federal loans. Now, obviously, we know most families get federal loans for school. I always give the example. I went to school in Canada. I went to a really good school, supposedly called McGill. I think my dad actually paid. Yeah, my dad paid. I think it was like $1,500 a semester. And that was in the 90s. It's not like it's 100 years ago, right? It's the late 90s. So it shouldn't be such of a significant burden on families. Unfortunately, I've been in the United States for a long time. I went to law school here. I know what schools cost. And it's obviously a very different situation. So I understand the trade-off families have to make, saying, hey, I may have to put off savings for retirement because I need to make sure I can save for college for my kids. That's more important. When my kids are in school, then I'll start saving for retirement, which becomes problematic because if you listen to my podcast, watch my videos, you know that the more you save, the longer period of time you save for, the more you're going to have in a retirement account, just based off compounding returns, deferred income, time value of money. When you're not contributing for large periods of years because you're worried about the income amount being added back and then impacting the amount you can receive as federal loan for your kids going to school, I get it, and that's why you turn your savings to a 529. So this will kick in 25. This is a good thing. Again, the important thing is getting people to save for retirement. There's obviously different ways, different federal and state programs to help pay for college. College is crazy. There's the Pell Grant, state and federal grants. There's federal work study. But if you are like most of us, and you are going to fill out the FAFSA, which is a free application for federal student aid, again, which almost every family does. Now, the amount you add and save in your 401k is not going to be added back as income, which will, I think, reduce the amount that families are going to have to contribute in order to get federal funding. So that is a really good thing. And again, that's the title of the podcast, a new incentive to contribute to a 401k, because now you don't have to worry about having that 401k income added back for the FAFSA application, and thus increasing the amount you got to contribute to this program. So obviously, I'm a huge believer in education, but we're all going to get to a point where if tuition prices keep going up and up and up and up, like, we're going to have to make some tough decisions, right? I talked to a neighbor whose kid is a good student, not amazing, not an Ivy League type student, but his strength is he's just always into making a buck, always starting businesses. He's a hustler. And I was talking to mom and dad, and they're like, I don't know if college is the right thing for him. Maybe he's better off just kind of traveling in Europe, being a waiter, learning how the world works, finding his niche, and then whether starting a restaurant, starting something, maybe it's not worth him spending $250,000 in student loans to go to a good school, not an amazing school, a good school, to learn political science or sociology or art history or psychology, where that degree is not going to have much value because he's a hustler. He's going to be in a business. He's going to be successful, whether he starts a software business, a consulting business, a widget business, internet, YouTube, whatever. Like, he's going to figure it out. And for those folks, at some point, if tuition keeps going up and up and up, it just may not make economic sense to go to college, which is crazy and sad, and it's not going to benefit our country, because we need strength, right? We need wisdom. We need people in this country that are hopefully Americans, and we don't have to import them and have them immigrate here, that are going to create the next Apples and YouTubes and Ubers and Teslas, and we want them to be Americans. We don't want them to do that in a different country. So education's key, whether it's the STEM or social studies. We want smart people, but if school keeps going up and up and up, it's going to be a problem. So this is one incentive. Now, there's no excuse now to not save through a 401k. Whatever your income is, make 50 grand, 100 grand, 500 grand. Hopefully you're maxing out and doing the best you can. You can't use the FAFSA excuse, which I've heard in the past from a bunch of friends saying, hey, Adam, yeah, I want to save through 401k, but it's going to impact my kid's ability to get student loans. It's going to put a bigger impact on me. So I'm just saving through the 529 or a Coverdale and just going to do it that way. And now that's not the case, because the amount you contribute is not going to impact your FAFSA score. So thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I think it's an important one. And no more excuses. Save, save, save. Whatever you do, traditional investments, alternative assets, IRAs, 401ks, I don't care. Over 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you're going to generate returns. Invest in what you trust and what you know. You have options, but do what's best for you. Just save, save, save. So thanks again. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. And this is a weekly podcast I've been doing for, oh man, like 6 years. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Try to keep it fresh and fun. So see everyone again next week. Ciao and take care.